everybody. It is Ai-Tainment again, and I'm your host, Vessi Mink. I'd like to give a big up to everybody for showing up every Sunday to catch our next special guest. Today, we are going to speak with Dr. James Ong, who is an amazing founder of AI for Good. He is a tech person, an entrepreneur, and has a lifetime of experience. We are awaiting him right now. I want to just say hello to everybody, wherever you're tuning in from, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're tuning in from, let me know that you're here. I'd love to also know what country you're tuning in from, what city, what happened to you today, and what are you grateful for. This is episode 8 of Ai-Tainment with me, your host, Vessi Mink, and I'm just going to run our sponsorship ad, and we will see you really soon, guys. Super excited about our conversation. Let's go. Ai-Tainment, follow us. We'll follow you. Let's see who's here today before we get started. Big shout out to my friend Patriot Czar. What's going on, you guys? I love these comments that I'm getting. I'm just going to give a welcome to everybody, and then we will get started. As we're waiting for my guests to arrive, I am going to... Oh, look, I've got my guitar, guys. I happen to have my guitar. That's so odd. Let's see. So Dr. James Ong is a founder of AI for Good, and I'm thinking before he gets here, I'd like to write him a jingle, because you guys know that this show started out as Music Train. And during Music Train, what we would do with my partner and co-founder, Mr. BK Han and Metaverse Generation, also the big up to you, sir. I am excited to have you in the studio today to talk to James Ong. And he and I met on Clubhouse, and he and I also thought of the show Music Train. What does that mean? That means you write a song on the spot with words from your guests. So since we're with my guests, we're going to just write one and surprise him. AI for Humanity, building a sustainable AI for the future. AI for humanity, what does that look like? What does that sound like? AI for humanity, for the many, not the few. Oh, well, tell me, do you know where we're going to? The future's bright, with AI by your side, helping you out, safety everywhere. Good morning, good night, stars shining bright, AI for humanity, for you and me. How did I do? All right, so I don't know what's going on. I hope my guests are okay. This has never quite happened before, so what are we going to do? I think I'd like to tell you more about our guest. Dr. Ong is a veteran entrepreneur, tech executive, venture builder, and professor, bringing over 38 years of experience to the discussion. His pioneering work in the ecosystem building for impactful outcomes, combined with his advocacy for sustainable AI for humanity through the Artificial Intelligence International Institute. I didn't even know there was one of those. Did you guys know that there is a sustainable AI for humanity through the Artificial Intelligence International Institute? That's the AIII. Wow. See, I'm learning too. Positions him as a leading voice in the field. During the event today, hopefully we'll have our guest here soon. We can talk about all these things that has brightened up his life. My question to the audience is, how has AI made you stronger? If we're like just regular everyday people, AI, we're not necessarily building language large models, are we? What are we doing with AI? Can I see some things here from the people? Let's see. What do we have here? No questions yet. All right. I guess, guys, it's just concert time. It's just going to be concert time till my guests show up. I also want to give a big shout out, guys, a big, big shout out to, ready? To On-Chain Radio. What is On-Chain Radio? Okay, so On-Chain Radio pays out in Bitcoin to musicians who post their music and create a profile on their platform. They're brand new. So all you can pretty much do at onchainradio.com is set up a profile and upload a few songs. And everything is being created. So I'm on there, and I'm just going to give you this little run of this little infomercial I made today. Not an infomercial, a little promo.
Deep dish house. Chicago deep dish. Deep dish house.
Yeah, On-Chain Radio. Shout out to On-Chain Radio. You know who you are. And guys, if you've not heard of On-Chain Radio, don't worry about it. It's going to be everywhere soon. Who doesn't want to get paid in Bitcoin? Speaking of which, let's talk about Bitcoin for a minute here. Big up to DJ Satoshi, by the way, because this is where I got this. Bitcoin, if you didn't know, has no founder. Bitcoin has no ruling foundation. Bitcoin has no pre-mine. Bitcoin has no insiders. Bitcoin has no initial investors. Bitcoin has no office. Bitcoin has no website. Bitcoin has no paid executive team. Bitcoin has no marketing team. Bitcoin has no paid dev team. Bitcoin had no starting price. And Bitcoin has no human controlling it. Bitcoin is the fairest money on earth. Hey, what do you think, guys, about that? Tune in and let me know. I think Bitcoin's at $69,000. That's crazy. Start stacking your Bitcoin, guys. It's going full digital. All right, let's do a few songs till my guest gets here. They're on their way. I just saw. How about we do this one? This is from my favorite band in the whole wide world. Let's see if you know who that is. Who knows how long I've loved you? You know I love you still. Will I wait a lonely lifetime? If you want me to, I will. For if I ever saw you, I didn't catch your name. Whatever really mattered, I will always be the same. Love you forever and forever. Love you with all my heart. Love you whenever we're together. Love you when we're apart. Oh, oh. For when at last I find you, your song will fill the air. Sing it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. For the things you do, endear you to me. You know I will. You know I will. You know I will. So a little news from my side of the woods. I started a new show on X, formerly Twitter. It's called X now. Everybody knows. And it's called Music Economy. Community is unity. And music helps. And so every Wednesday on X at 12:30 Eastern for about an hour and a half, myself and my co-host, CryptoBeat Radio and Hardistry and Simadown, we talk about what does it mean, the economy of music? What does it mean? Are musicians making money? Are they making sales? Are they making sales as Web 2 or Web 3 artists? Do they have frustrations? What are they? And we really dive into it. This week and every week, we have a special featured guest as a surprise because we help them out. We buy their NFT, we promote them, we talk about them, we share their links, and we put them on the spot. So maybe this week, this Wednesday, it will end up being you. We are on episode 6, I believe, this Wednesday. So tune in on X for Music Economy. and I'm going to run this little spot that I made for it. And then I'm going to play a music video that dropped today as an NFT called Do Teslas Dream? I don't know. Do they? There we go. That's for our music economy. Shout out to the crew on X supporting live audio free speech 24/7 from all over the world. And this is the song I wanted to talk to you about. We had an amazing guest. Every guest has been amazing on the show. Actually, this is a perfect opportunity to thank every guest that's been on the show, because if you didn't know, this is season 4 of the Music Train, technically. And Ai-Tainment is our new show because everybody wants to talk about AI. And I believe my guest is here. And one go, Dr. James Ong, keynote speaker, author, and founder of AI for Good, and so much more. Welcome to Ai-Tainment. Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Good to see you. Hi.
Yes.
Dr. Ong, how are you?
Good.
Welcome, welcome. I was getting everybody warmed up for your arrival.
Yes, I think I got mixed up in terms of the time zone. So my apologies.
That has happened. Oh, no worries. I'm so glad you're here. That has happened to me a million times, especially with BK. Yeah, with BK Han. He taught me what SGT time is, Singapore time. Now I know.
Correct.
So yeah, the onboarding never ends is what I always say. So if we could just begin, that would be great. How was your day today?
Good. Yeah, I've been up early. Yeah, so
Yeah.
today, yes.
Oh, very cool. And how do you know BK? I met BK on Clubhouse.
Oh, I see. We met each other about close to 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Yes,
So
we
you're
were.
very good friends.
I wouldn't say we were good friend then. I mean, we just know each other, but we caught up
Yeah.
the last few years.
I'm so happy.
After not meeting each other for a long time. Yes.
That's amazing. And he's all about AI. Are you all about AI? What is AI for Good? I love the name AI for Humanity. I didn't see that anywhere yet. People talk about it, but I haven't seen that name anywhere.
Oh, people doesn't know about. Oh, actually, it's being advocated by the United Nations, something called ITU, the International Telecom Union, which is one of the organization under the United Nations. So AI for Good is something they've been promoting globally, but I think it's more heard mainly in Europe right now. But AI for Good basically is something that they have been advocating for years because many people who have been in the field of AI knows that AI it's powerful. It can be used for good things, but it can also be used for harming people. Yeah.
Yep. It's true. And I had not yet heard AI for Good. I know that many people mean to use it for good, but I had not heard of it yet. And so I'm so happy that you're here today to share more about it. When did you first realize that you wanted to start AI for Good?
I didn't start AI for Good. I was looking into the latest wave of AI. This about 10 years ago.
Okay.
10 years ago, when the return of something a technical in AI called deep learning and machine learning. That has been around actually for a longer time than that. It's been around like 40, 50 years. But because of the computational power or lack of data, the techniques doesn't quite work for a long time. But in about 10 years ago, it started to become very effective. And that result in many of the AI that we started using in large language model, in Sora, and many other things. When I look at this field about 10 years ago, I started to realize the technique is very powerful, but it also can be quite difficult to use in the sense that you're not sure how does it work, because it's a black box. So I thought that AI for Good would be something that we need to pay attention to. Yes.
Do you have a song? I wrote one before you arrived for your company. You didn't ask me, but I said that's the whole concept of Music Train. I don't know if BK told you, but we're in our fourth
I have no idea.
We're in our
The,
fourth season, and so Music Trend
wow.
is the name of the show. But for this 12 episodes, BK said let's do Ai-Tainment as the concept because we need to talk about it. And so that's
Oh,
how that
this has been
happened.
an entertainment channel. I see. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, music written in. I
Music.
mean, yeah. So that's the birth of the show. So on a Connect Club, we met and we had a few guests, and BK would
Uh-huh.
say, "Well, give me one word," and Bessie's going to write a song, and I would record it in my
I
studio, and I would write jingles for
wow.
people. Yeah, for
So you're
fun.
just gonna sing. You just sing.
Yeah,
Create the song
I'll,
and you start singing. Hi
I do
everybody. I
it.
just realized there are a lot of people on the
Yeah,
audience.
there
Huh?
are. There's 67 people here to see you.
Oh,
It's
hey
amazing.
guys. Hello.
Let's see what some people are saying. We have lots of comments here.
Where are they from? Which part of the world they are actually at?
I'm asking
67.
people to send where they're from. Let me do another call of action. Everybody tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from, please let us know where that is in the comments. We would really like to know. All right. So before you came today, I did this for you. AI for good. Tell me more about it. Should I jump into the atmosphere? AI for good for everybody. Hey, 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 keep your word, do the good you can do. It's for me, it's for you, it's for everybody. AI for good, yeah, yeah. And we could go on, but yeah.
Beautiful. Love it. I like
Thank you.
the spontaneous nature you put together the song, right?
Thank you.
You're
I love
speaking
to
from the
do it.
heart. You're speaking from
Yes,
the heart, right?
yes, for sure. BK helped me grow in that way because, you know, we've been working together for 3 years now. So he's a good
I
teacher.
see.
And maybe he's
I
going to
see.
show up today, ask you some questions. I have a question, James.
Sure.
May I call you James?
Yes, that's the best way. Yeah,
Yes. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. And so you're the CEO of Origami Frontiers and a venture
that's
partner
right.
at Delight Capital. I want to know more about Origami Frontiers. If people aren't familiar.
Okay, Ori Frontiers started as an advisory firm to provide digital transformation for many years in mobile internet, and
Hmm,
then was doing a lot of software. We sell a lot of enterprise software to the company.
cool.
But in the last 10 years, the company, we changed from a consulting business into a venture building business,
Hmm,
into something that I most interested because I've been working with startup for many years since 1995. I've been in
wow.
startup.
Wow.
Yeah, so first of all, the startup in the US for about 7 years. Then I did about a couple of startup back in Asia, in Singapore, in China.
Mhm.
And so then I realized that doing startup is where the fun is. So I started to focus all my attention on the startup. So as a
Yeah.
venture building firms at Origami Frontiers, we focus on venture building on two major frontiers. One is the technology frontier. The other one is the I call emerging market frontier. So
Okay.
20 years ago, China was an emerging market. Now Southeast Asia is the emerging market.
Mm,
Technology is mainly AI, blockchain, Web3, metaverse, anything that they are at the cutting edge, as well as
yeah.
enterprise software. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what Origami is about, the venture building firm. Yes.
Yeah. And I love the name. And when I was a child, I really wanted to learn, and it was so difficult that
About origami.
unfortunately I gave up. I gave up, unfortunately, but I want to learn. But this is a dragon, a paper dragon from the Ukraine.
Ah, yes. Wow.
You
Yes,
know,
that
it's
is
a
that's origami. Correct.
yeah.
And you know what
So
was the you know what is the original origami, right?
please tell me, please educate me. I would love to know.
Oh, origami started as a handcraft in Japan. So it's a Japanese word that
Hmm.
becomes international. So people start using it in education. So I like it for many reasons. Number one, because origami is a kind of creativity. So you
Yeah,
can be very creative in terms of idea how you manifest your idea into a 3D piece of paper, right?
yeah,
Second, it's about agility. It's very
mm,
flexible. A piece of paper can be folded into anything. It's like in a startup, right?
yeah.
And then
True.
it's also, yeah, and then to do it right, you need to have best practice. So people will have books that actually talk about how they invented the technique. So they'll start
Hmm.
sharing. So there's education, there's a best practice part of it. Last but not least, I like also about it because it's like geometry. So there's a
Yeah.
computational theory behind it. So it's blending creativity with agility, with a best practice at the same time, also with technology and mathematics. So that's the reason I chose the name.
It's a perfect name, and I love it. And I'm so glad that
Yeah.
you're here today. Would you like to share kind of the beginning of your life as a young man, as a boy, what your life was like, and how you entered kind of into the field? And I mean, you've been doing since 1995, startup, correct?
I started in doing startup, but I started in AI in 1986 in a
Oh wow.
job in the US. So maybe I can share a little bit about myself.
Okay.
Basically, appreciate the opportunity to come on board and BK and for introducing to us. And I didn't expect to be appearing on this kind of forum. Normally, the forum I'm in are very focused on the AI academic industry issue, but it's
Yeah.
fun to talk about it in terms of life, lah. Basically, with the audience. That's why I'm curious who are the audience.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's see.
and about myself, I'm actually from Malaysia. Actually, born in Malaysia, from a small little town, in the big island of Borneo, which is
Borneo.
Borneo. Yes, in
I
the
know
northern part.
Borneo. I know Borneo
Oh,
because of a book when I was a child called
ah,
Henrietta.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Borneo is the third largest island in the world. So if you go to Borneo, it's actually occupied by three different countries. Part of it is by Indonesia, part of it is by Brunei, then the other part is by Malaysia. So I'm actually part of the eastern part of the Malaysia because Malaysia has the Malaya Peninsula.
Yeah.
So I was born there in a small little town facing the oceans,
That's
and
amazing.
so
That's amazing.
yeah, yeah. Some of you have not been there, you should go there because it's
No,
great
I
food,
I
lots of
dreamed.
nature.
Yeah, I
Ah,
dreamed I dreamed of Borneo because the book it's called
ah,
The Wild Woman. It was about a little girl whose sister, everybody thought she
oh,
was in the way, and she dreamt of Borneo. She dreamt of being
oh,
free. She had a wild imagination, so she wanted to be sent there in a box. And so she packed
wow.
herself up on a box, and she imagined that she is in Borneo where she's free, and where people,
Mm,
where she gets to ride horses on the beach and be in the jungle. And so
wow.
yeah, so Borneo, since I'm a very little girl, that's just wonderful that that's where you're from. I've never
Man,
met anybody from Borneo.
it's amazing that we met here. You're telling me something about Borneo that I do not even know. I'm going to find the book
I'm
myself.
going to send you. It's an amazing book from the 80s. You're going to love it. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, wonderful. I'm actually born there in a small little town and go to school there, and it's just a laid back town. I mean, it's unless you've been to the morning, you realize that it's like you've never been to Hawaii, right? Then you went there and said, "Oh, this is so different from the U.S. Main
Yeah.
continent, right?" And a
Yeah.
lot of natural resources. Yeah. So I'm born there. So I went to school there. Then was given a chance to be studying in Singapore in the late 70s and the early 80s. I have a great time here, learning, meeting many people. That's where I went the same school as BK, and we know each other, but we've not really know each other that well then. But I heard of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what happened. So then, after I finished my high school, I was given a chance to be studying in the US. So the place I chose to, the one and only, that a place that you don't want to mess with. It's called Texas, Austin, right?
Texas, don't mix with Texas.
Yes, don't
Austin,
mess.
Texas.
You heard about the slogan, right? They say,
Yeah.
"Don't mess with Texas, but keep Austin weird," right? That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah. Yeah.
people say.
Totally.
Yes, that's
Austin
where
is
I spend.
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. I
Nice.
consider Austin as a place
Second
that
home. Sec-
second home because I
yeah.
spent about 20 years there. So I have become essentially from a Malaysian, a Singaporean to become a Texan, right? And
Yeah.
as you know, people who went to Texas inherit a certain attitude, right?
Yeah.
Texas is big, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big influence on me, and I was lucky to study at the University of Texas, the Texas Longhorn. Some of you doesn't
Beautiful.
know, right? Oh, you can't see my finger, right? You gotta.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can see
okay.
it. I can
Mm.
see it. The
Yeah, yeah,
Longhorn.
we are the Longhorn. We are. I mean, after so many years, we are still proud Longhorn, right? We have a big alumni all over the world in Singapore as well. We always watch football, right? Yeah,
Nice.
and even though we have been away from school for so many years, right? We still gather and talk about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love spend time at University of Texas studying computer science, and that's where I take my first class in AI in 1985. I guess
Wow.
most of the audience you have not even born yet, right? Probably. Yeah.
Probably. There are some though. We had asked for people to say shout out, hello everybody. We have somebody from Netherlands tuning in. We have somebody
Okay.
from Alabama is in the house.
Okay.
Mississippi. We have let's see, Chicago's in the house. Who else is here? I'm from Chicago. I'm in
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And
Wow.
that
Interesting.
we need to get everybody to type in. So what do I have to do? If I gave us money away, everybody would do it. If I said,
Oh,
okay,
don't worry.
everybody, tell me where
No,
you're
no
from.
worry. I
Oh,
think it's a conversation, even though
yeah,
I'm not talking to them, the audience, 60,
yeah,
70 of them. But it's a conversation we're having with each other, right?
yeah,
Even
and
though I'm speaking with you, they are
yeah,
all part of the engagement,
yeah,
right?
they
Basically.
are. It's so wonderful. Talking about AI, this is kind of AI-ish.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
AI-ish.
I mean, first of all, I mean, well, before I continue, I'll just say to those who are new to AI, AI has been around for a long time, 70 years, since
Wow.
1957. And even before that, I mean, the modern AI started being named in 1957 in Dartmouth, right? By Professor John McCarthy, right? But before that, Alan Turing, many people have been working on, philosophers have been working on it for hundreds of years, right? Pondering about human intelligence, right?
Right.
But formal AI that you're seeing today, computationally, has been around for about 70 years. So when I took my first class, I wish I can bring my book. First, one of the earliest textbook in AI in 1985, I took the first class. I basically fell in love with it. Basically, I was so fascinated and amazed by AI then, right?
What was
And
that? What was that? What was that first class like? Who was your teacher? What was it like to walk into?
her name is Dr. Elaine Rich. Elaine Rich, and she's a charming lady. I took her first class, and she graduated from Carnegie Mellon University, one of the top AI university, and she taught us, and that leave a strong impression on me.
Mhm.
And then we learn about all kind of AI languages like Lisp and Prolog. If you do not know, but don't worry what the name is. But these are like the granddaddies of AI languages. You know, they are languages that you invent to do AI, right?
Yeah.
So that was there. It's a little bit like, in the music industry, you listen to maybe the Mozart, or the
Yeah.
Beethoven, right? Basically. So
Vivaldi,
imagine that,
Mozart.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you first listen to some of the classical music, you like inspired because, oh, this is how music can be expressed. Same thing.
Right.
When I learned
Yeah.
about the two AI languages, I learned how AI can be expressed in terms of the philosophy and theory. And so it was very interesting. I mean, just to show the audience, right? The thing that uh, impressed me or amazed me about AI languages is that it was designed to be self-modifying. It's like you're
Mm,
designing something that will change by itself. Like you're
right.
inventing a mobile phone and the phone can change itself, right? That kind of
Right.
a design. So
Yeah.
it's a very interesting concept, and so many smart people has been working on it for many years. I was very lucky to learn upon it. Then, so in '86, when I finished my undergraduate, I went to get a job, right? And so I need a job in Austin. So I got a job at the research lab, yeah, in Austin, Texas, which is one of the leading AI research lab in the world. Then,
Wow.
so that's how I got to know some of the best scientists from all over the world, from Bell Lab, from Stanford, from MIT, from Carnegie Mellon, and all happened in Austin, Texas. Yeah,
That's amazing. You to me, it seems like you're one of the pioneers of AI. I'm getting this like feeling you're one of
I'm
the
no,
pioneers.
I wouldn't call him the pioneer. I would say the pioneer are people who are actually doing the work in the 50s and 60s, and these are
Mm,
really pioneer. I
mm,
would say I'm with the current professional generations. I'm probably one of the few people, maybe another 1,000 people left, who were involved in what's happening in those era in terms of the AI
Mm-hmm.
boom. And also, there's a bus that comes along in the winter, right? So yeah, I was
Really?
one of the few. Yeah, and it was good to share my experience with those who are doing AI today in the last
Mm-hmm.
5 to 10 years about what happened in the 80s and the 90s
Mm-hmm.
when there was a big boom in AI, in especially in Boston, California, and Texas as well, right? And that was US was the dominating country driving AI,
What
and there was
caused
some
what? Oh, pardon me.
yes.
I was just going to ask you, James, what caused the big boom in AI in the 80s?
I think there was some breakthrough in the technology in AI based on something what we call symbolic logic, symbols, and
Mm-hmm.
and there's a professor from Stanford called Edward Feigenbaum. He
Hmm.
actually advocated the use of AI as a type of expert system. An
Mm-hmm.
expert system is something that is a rule-based system by which you can take the knowledge of an expert human being and codify, interview the person, codify everything that he or she knows, and into rules into the system. Therefore, you can use that, put inside the computer. You can use it to solve expert problem. Therefore, you don't need to hire so many expert, because or sometime
Yeah.
when you have expert that is not available, they can use it for. So there are many problems that was used to solve the problem, and the interesting thing is that because there was a winter time for about 20 years since the 90s, most people doesn't know about it because it was so long ago. Second, since there
May
was a
I?
bus, yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to let you know with the optimization of the StreamYard platform, if
Uh,
me or you get out of the room for some reason, it just happens, please come back.
oh,
Sometimes the app is to stream has difficulty with the optimization.
am I back? Am
So
I
if
back right now?
you're back, you're good. You're good. It kind of just was rugging for a minute, but it came back.
Mm,
Now we have almost 100 viewers. So
wow,
A triple I. Let me see your shirt. I like that shirt. Can I see your shirt? What is this? I
A
love
triple
that.
I.
That is
You,
beautiful.
yes, that's the
Yeah,
design.
I love that.
It's a
I
it's a
love that.
T-shirt I
Did
wear
you?
all the time. Yes.
I want one.
Oh, sure. I'd love to send you one.
I
And
trade you a song for a shirt.
sure. Yes, I would love to have a song on A triple I. Maybe you sing for me.
Yeah, right
Oh, is
now I
that?
do one. Yeah, should I
Uh,
do one now?
you can
Let's
you,
see.
you can just sing on the spot. That is amazing.
Yeah, let me try.
That shows that you are
All right.
super intelligent.
Oh,
You're super
oh,
intelligent.
I think I'm a good songwriter. You're super
Okay.
intelligent. Thank you for being my guest. I actually want you to like teach a class on AI like once a month on this channel. I don't know. You're probably very busy, but I'm having a wonderful time talking to you. I know that I've already learned so.
No problem. We can
That
discuss how to do a podcast or chat and or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Conversation
Raymond
is good.
says
Yeah.
could Raymond says it couldn't be a more perfect guy to talk about AI than Dr. Ong, says Raymond Desmartins.
Wow. Hi,
Yeah,
Raymond.
you have a lot of fans here. Bub says freelancers skilled with technology and learn how to collaborate with AI have global opportunities. So that's good. People are. Mm-hmm. All
Yep.
right. So what was AI? What is the name again? AI.
Artificial Intelligence International Institute. Uh, it's called A triple I in English. Yeah, in
James, can
short
you
form.
hear me? Am I audible?
I can hear you, but the picture seems to be frozen.
Yeah. For what is the name? A triple I. That's how you like
It's
to say it.
in short form, yeah, it's called A triple I. In full form, it's called Artificial Intelligence International Institute. Uh, and we are a think tank
Artificial.
that, yeah, Artificial Intelligence International Institute. That's why it's called A, yeah,
And
I.
and you're a think tank. It cut out again. Apologies to
Yeah,
everybody. There's nothing we can do about it with the way that the
yeah, no, but
screen
I
is.
can always
Yeah,
repeat. We are a think tank that advocate sustainable AI for humanity. Sustainable AI for humanity. That's what
that's
we do.
it. Let's go. Okay, so tell me about your thoughts of Elon Musk and Sam Altman and OpenAI.
Uh, Wow, you want me to answer
I
that
know.
now?
I
Okay,
don't know.
sure.
I don't know. Maybe I do song first.
No, what they are going through is actually the epiphany of really where AI is right now, at the most visible, high profile way, with two of the most talented person. Obviously, both of them are talented and ultra successful, and they have their own way of thinking. And
Yeah,
humanity doesn't always agree with each other, right? And
true,
Elon Musk is somebody I really have a lot of respect for, because for all the daring thing that he dares to do, and the kind of objective he wants to do. Yeah, of
yeah,
course, no humans are perfect, right? So, but I
true.
think, yeah, whatever he has done, and Sam Altman is super talented. He has his own objective and ambition as well. So there's a lot of discussion on the market. I'm not going to comment on their personal side. I would
Yeah.
say they are important mover and shaker in this, not just in this industry, in the future of humanity. If this thing is done right through their debate and their balancing act, then maybe the
Mm.
world become a better place. Yeah, this
Oh,
is
I love
my
that.
viewpoint. Yes.
That's beautiful. And no one has said that. Not anyone that I've
Oh,
heard that, because there's, it's lots of opposing sides. It's very rarely that there's the
ah,
understanding kind of where the other person's coming from. But there was an article that was just released, and actually about
really?
the I believe there was an article, but there was also, I believe Elon is suing Sam
Yes.
Altman and AI. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, Elon
And
Musk is swing out, man. This is a very important case to look at. It's almost like looking at the global Supreme Court, how this is being
mm,
judged, right? Basically.
hmm hmm
So, I mean, before we get to your song, I'd love to hear your song for sure. But I think the comment on this thing is like, it's the big dilemma humanity face in terms of AI governance versus corporate or investment governance, right?
hmm
Basically.
hmm
So there's always this debate about our humanity's purpose versus our humanity making profit, right? So this is
Right.
really multiple forces coming along, and this is the
hmm
world we face right now. We have so much resources, yet the world is never equal, right? Because the
I know.
resources are not fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
these are, yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, James, that it would be amazing. The non for profit. My mother started a non for profit in 1992 called Woman Made Gallery as a senior thesis. After having
Okay.
5 children, she opened up a pop up gallery to support women in the arts. To have
Wow.
Woman Made is now around for over 30 years. But the thing about it is, I talked to my brother who has been in IT for 25 years, and he's actually with Salesforce. He's a subject matter expert, my wonderful brother. I talked to him about, what's the NFP, non for profit, going to profit model? How is that
Oh,
sustainable? Well, if I was going to think of my mother's experience, she barely ever got paid. Lots of work, little pay, so that it can grow and become. So I feel like if the structure, if OpenAI means to do really amazing things, really kind of what every company ought to do with such success of their company. If you think about, if every company promised X amount of dollars to sustain and help humanity kind of be on a level playing field somewhat. Some people might argue, well, that's communism, but actually, no, people are dying of hunger. People don't have water. There's like serious things, like the issues that most people don't really realize, who are, very far from that reality. But I think that the model going from non for profit to profit. Are you okay?
yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
fine. Yes, I'm listening. Yes, I'm listening. These
I
are
feel like
actually
it can
the
work. Yeah,
yeah, I think you are hitting on the key point. I mean, uh, through humanity history and the whole industrial revolution, we have gone through different technology, right? And these are some of the things that we have been talking about: the equality. Hi, PK. The equality of distribution of the benefit you create through technology, right? Through the steam engine, to automotive, right? To the computer, right, etc. Now, I think these are where human has been going through to deal with this problem. And it's not
yeah,
easy for humanity to reach a consensus, right? We always have differences. Yeah.
yeah,
But I do want to bring one thing for the audience. This one's audience, I like them to hear very, very carefully. AI as a technology is different from every other technology we have ever invented. because it's a technology about that is about mimicking human intelligence, or at least attempt to. And there are two situations. One is it may maybe to mimic us and supersede us, right? And become super intelligent, or it still mimic us to a certain extent, but it could not. But it become a form of itself, a different type of intelligence called machine intelligence. Whatever it is, the way it's been designed is meant to make it organic, digitally organic, like human, so that it evolve, it learn and evolve, and it keep changing itself and it keep improving itself. And so with the kind of computational power that we have today with the NVIDIA chips, things like that, right? We do not know how AI is going to be evolving into. Yeah. So the issue or the major debate everybody are having is whether it's going to become AGI, is it safe or not safe? I think with humanity's nature, right, it's inevitable we'll do a lot of things into that. We can never agree. The key thing is when we face an AI that could bring us existential threat, we should be spending more times on preparing for that. And I think
It's so
this is where, that's where everybody will agree. Yes, yeah.
We're
Go
having a
ahead.
little bit of technical difficulties. James, welcome, BK Han. So glad that you're here. I've been having an amazing conversation with Mr. James Ong, Dr. James Ong, and you know, it's gotten really kind of deep. But I have managed to play a song or two, and I'm about to write him a jingle for
Please write
Triple
me,
AI.
please.
Is that what it
Yeah,
is? Triple AI.
yeah, triple AI. A triple I. A triple I, not triple AI. Triple AI means AAAI, right? Which is a very famous AI organization in the world. Yeah. It's used. It's called the Triple AI is actually a organization, the oldest AI organization in the world. It's called Association for the Advancement of AI, and it's an organization that's very important to set many thought leadership and the policy and standards in the world for AI. Actually, it's based in
Yeah,
US. Has been around a long time.
really.
What I have is called
We're
AIII,
getting all
Artificial
sorts of
Intelligence
knowledge
International.
here. I'm loving it. And I don't know. Apologies to the viewers. We are getting optimization issues, but you know, we're still here. And Mr. BK Han, how are you today? Thank you for being here.
Hi. Just make sure you're not AI because James is.
I'm not AI.
Okay, let me put myself. I'm real. I'm real.
Because you never know who is up on who's up on the screen.
Well, if they can't do the Longhorn sign, right? I mean, I don't think they will know. I mean, spontaneously doing the Longhorn, right?
Not yet.
I wonder how.
Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just so
how
you know.
many? I wonder how many people in the audience are from Texas.
Let's see
Yeehaw!
how many. Yeah, how many viewers are from Texas? Let's see if we have anybody from Texas. There must be somebody. There's 115 viewers. Somebody
Wow.
must be from Texas.
I want to let all the Texas guy know I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. All right.
Oh,
Right
Dallas
on.
guy.
I watched Dallas Cowboy for many years. All right. The Americans team, no? So America's team. Yeah.
Well, let's run our before we continue. Let's run our sponsors and say a big thank you to everybody who's our sponsor here, real quick, and we will be right back with more conversation on AI. And I'm going to write a song because we have
Yes.
to write that song. And here we go. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Ai-Tainment, Episode 8 with Dr. James Ong and BK Han, Metaverse Generation. We're so happy that you could be here today. And definitely let us know where you're tuning in from. I know that we've got X on board. We've got YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. What a way to work together. And a big up to StreamYard, the platform that's allowing us to the world. I'm your host, Vessi Mink. And to BK Han, do you have a question for Dr. Ong?
Well, lots of questions, but I'm going to keep to one since you asked me for one for sure. So, what do you see in terms of? I mean, AI now encompasses a lot of things. What about robots? How
Oh,
robots?
oh, good, good. That's a favorite thought. I think
Because
this is the
at the moment
beginning.
the AI
Uh-huh.
can only damage us maybe through the to the media, through the internet, through all the electronics. But if
Sure.
it's robots, it's going to be physical, right?
Yes, yes. I think this is a very good point. I mean, many people have been looking at AI. Of course, I've been also looking into robots as well. I believe that number one, this is the beginning of the robotics AI driven by AI, not just robot driven by AI with the brain, right? Again, for the sake of the audience, to answer your question, I think the audience needs to know in AI, there are different area of intelligence. There's an area called cognitive intelligence, which is how your brain works. There's also sensory intelligence, how you see, how you hear, how you make sounds, how you feel the touch, how you smell and the taste, right? These are sensory intelligence, like IoT. You also require intelligence. Then the other type of intelligence is what I call the movement or motor intelligence, which is the hands and leg. How you move around. That require like Boston but dynamics, right? That kind of technology. And then of
Mechatronic.
course you have the Tesla. They have this called Olympiad or something like that, right? Then there's be a lot of investment just this year alone, on this humanoid AI, right? So BK, you asked the question in a timely manner. Now, every technology come out, it's going to take some time. They're going to start fixing the leg, and the hand. They really have wheel that's moving around, right? The key thing right now is the breakthrough with the large language model right now is the brain and the AI agent that becomes very important. You have the hands and leg, right? The question is how do you operate the machine so that it's intelligent, having conversation. So now with the breakthrough in ChatGPT, many things can be done right now. But how do I put it? It can be used for good and bad, right? So that's the key part. Now, for good part, I've always advocated to my wife, everybody in the world, one of the most important machine to build is a house cleaning machine, not just the one that is roaming around on the floor, but the one that walk around and take out all the shirts and all. That will create so much harmony for every family, right, in the world. That's probably the most important use case, right? And in addition to the kitchen, just cleaning the house would be so important. That's where the humanoid should be created. Of course, you can use it in the factory as well, but I think for home is where you can directly feel the effect, right? Basically, I think that is slowly happening, and I hope something beyond things that running on the floor will be invented at some point. Now, but it can also be used for bad, right? Like what BK has mentioned, right? My God, if the AI start to be used by the bad agent and start to use it to harm, and imagine you're connecting, not just connecting to you to digital medium, right, but through the robots, right? And the robots can do a lot more things physically to you that you think if you're not on the computer, you're not being harmed. But now this thing could be changed, right? And of course, there are weaponization of robots where they become soldiers. There's one thing, and that or become drones that can be tiny little drone with the weapons, with the drugs or whatever. There's so many ways to do harm, and that's why we need some sort of regulation and proliferation to stop that, and that will create I call it the madness. Yeah, mutual assured destructions, right? And between adversarial parties and countries. You want to ask something, Lucy?
I wanted to add just James and BK that it would be amazing if the powers that be, if war was only fought with robots and not people. That's fine.
Yes.
Whoever wins, like chess, it's like a chessboard. You know, wouldn't it be
I
great?
think
Well,
it's not going to happen that way.
I mean, you can happen that way, like fighting through a simulation, right? Then you send in the soldier, but the thing is that
Zero
you send in
damage. Yeah.
the soldier, there are human there also, right? So it's not easy to
Yeah.
differentiate. Then when you on the losing side, I mean, when you ultimately to win, it's not just beating the robots of the other side, right? It's to harm the human on the other side, including the leader, right? To assassination, right?
Conquer the
So there are
country.
so many, yeah. Until yes, there are so many variations. We have
It
no
would be
experience doing it.
It would be amazing if the winner was the team, I'll just say team, that built the most houses for the people, or that
Yes,
plowed the most land for the farmers, or
yeah,
that
and then
did the most good.
correct.
That's
Yes,
how it should be. Why isn't it like that? We won't go into politics, but gosh, I think that AI is a good role model. I'm gonna keep it on a positive thought that AI is a good role model. If it's
yep.
always getting better, always getting smarter, always know the best thing to do, then the people will have to say, wait, that's my friend. That's my teacher. You know? All right, the song.
Um,
Ready?
yes, the
Ready?
song. Yes, let's have some songs.
All right. So it's A triple I, right?
Yes,
A triple I. And I need one word from BK2. Good morning,
Robots.
Atasan.
Robots.
Robots.
robots,
Yeah.
What else? Give me more. Give me more.
love.
AI, triple I, AI, triple I, AI, triple I, triple I, AI, AI, triple I, AI, triple I, AI, A triple I. That's sorry. Okay, here we go. A triple I. I just have to get used to saying it. A triple I. That's what. All right, I'm a little nervous. A triple I, robots are falling from the sky, building the towers. Can you see the people climb? And that's their right. A triple I think I wanna fly. A triple I, love is in my heart. Good night. A triple I, in the morning, noon at night. A triple I, A triple I. A triple I love you. A triple
Wow.
I love you. A triple I, and I'm a robot, loving you. A triple I, yeah. I mean, we got something.
Yes, you got something. I like it. I like the way your creative concept came. I like a
That's
triple
the AI part
I
of SC.
you. Yeah. Are you
I'm
sure you're
I'm
real?
real. I
Yeah.
am
Are
here.
you sure
What can
you're
I
real?
do? Look, what should I do? Let's see. My name is Vessi. Am I real? How can I
Quote
prove it?
yourself.
You guys know I'm
Quote
real.
yourself. And do
Okay.
this.
Actually, cognitive robots, right? Cognitively, if you're robots, you will never say that you are a robot, right? So I'm going to tell you I'm a robot. Therefore, you know I'm not a robot. Okay?
Right, but
See,
if
there's
you
opposite
if
thinking.
so we could say, well, what is intelligence? Are we some people think we're visiting ourselves from the future, and that some people think like that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I think about it. I like to think everything is real, but then when I look how beautiful the trees or the ocean, how everything, the sun, all these things that fit, that make us work, it's kind of AI. Like, what is it that built
Well, I
it?
mean, there's a
God?
high possibility we're living in the simulations, right? Basically, everything here are just not real. It's just what we think it is. Everything we see, right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And
It's a huge
there's
conversation. So you
yes.
think about if James would agree, maybe we'll talk about it on the back end, but when he came in, he started to talk about how long he's been in AI and also how long AI has been around for 70 years. And that people before it was called AI in the 50s, that for hundreds of years, people were already working. If you think about the beginning of AI, you could say that it's people in the caves making letters to communicate, right? Couldn't you say? Making
There's
images.
what there's human starting the cognitive revolution with the invention of symbols and
Yeah.
languages as a way to communicate to each other. that was like 200,000 years ago or something like that, right? And that is part of the revolution that humanity has gone through that leads to where we are today. That's why there's a branch of AI called symbolic logic, symbolic reasoning. The symbols, the invention of symbol becomes something that is important. ABC as a symbol in the language become the foundation of many of our communication.
I want to thank you for being our guest today, and we're almost getting ready to be done today. I wanted to share with you before we go something really wonderful, because a guest of ours 2 weeks ago, Dr. Scott Walter, who is a mechanical and gosh help me, aerodynamic, is that the right word? Mechanical engineer and space engineer, basically robotics. For 40 years, he's been working in robotics. And he wrote some lyrics called "Do Tesla's Dream" in 2022, and then we met on X Spaces, and he said, "Vessi, will you write music to my song?" And I did, and this is it right here. And I want to know what you think about it, because he talks about pareidolia, which is when you see in the clouds or something, you see faces that the brain likes to imagine that it sees something that maybe it's not really there. And he dreamed this up one day in his Tesla, as his Tesla was not really recognizing things around it as what they were. So he made this. Here we go.
Do Tesla's dream of things unseen? Digit 3 insist that Y exists when its stable rate is your storage crate in the garbage bin. And X again, or the heating duct, a cyber truck. There's a weary auto label, see autos in its stable. One more mirage in your one-car garage. Its invisible friend, is it just pretend? Hey, green the only, are our Teslas lonely? We need to find what's in their mind. Dr. Know-It-All, please make the call. Is the FSD chip looking for companionship? We may never know, say for Dojo. We'll soon take a backseat in our robo taxis, so we'll listen to a stranger. We're just all in danger as it runs about on another route looking for its soulmate. The next tollgate, its attention diverted, the thoughts more perverted. Will it stick to its skin as it starts to daydream? Should we take a strong stance against this pending romance? Dread not disillusion, for it's human delusion. Projection, this neural net is clearly not wet, nor even sentient, despite human sentiment. We can give intent to things we invent. It's pure paranoia, born of pareidolia. Our gift of abstraction is behind this distraction. When we our souls we will lend to objects inert, nor even alert. Don't ascribe intelligence to mechanical elegance. You can't have a thought, it's only a bot. We'll reef the knot of an AI onslaught. Fear not what you're taught, or is there a bot? Because Tesla's dream is only a meme.
Beautifully written. Love the song. I like the rapping part of it.
Scott said,
I'm sure all the Tesla will love it.
Scott said, I need you to Make it sound like Eminem over the part where there's a robo-taxi. He heard it, he was like, I needed to kind of have an Eminem jam. Well, what a lovely.
Did you know that?
Oh, go ahead.
Did you know that all the Tesla? Did you know that all the Tesla can perform the music like what
The
you
light
did, and then
show.
you can sort of park
The
side by
light
side, and then they program it, and then the lights
Yes.
comes on.
Yes, I saw that. And Dr. Scott wants to make one with this song, the Tesla Light Show. That's his plan, which I'm kind of freaking out. And in June, on June 17th, there's a Tesla takeover in
gonna send it to
Muskegon,
them.
Michigan. Okay. Let's go. I think he wants all the Tesla people, his friends, to be able to sit in their car with the song and to make like a video. Call to action. Sit in your Tesla and listen to this. Dr. James Ong, what is your one thing that you want to tell everybody to remember just about life in general? AI, all of it in one package. What advice or just your last thought really? And also, where can people find you if they'd like to get in touch with you?
Yes, they can connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah, so I'm actually share a lot of things stuff. As for life things, I think if you can do something, when you're in earlier your life, start to realize that do things not just for profit, do it for purpose as well. Yeah,
I love that.
start early.
BK, thank you so much for being our special guest. I had so much fun. I don't want to say goodbye, so don't leave yet, so we can see you in the studio just to say goodbye and thank you again. BK Han, any final words before we say goodbye for today, episode 8?
My words, James, are my words.
He took your words, Jay. Well, okay.
I'm okay.
Then,
Yeah,
everybody,
he took my
thank you
words,
so much. We'll just end with a little bit of music, and thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week for episode 9. Don't forget, you're important, you're loved,
Bye.
you're needed, you're wanted, and really appreciate your viewership. Thank you again to all the sponsors. That one more time, and then we'll close. See you next week.
Thank you, Versi. It was really enjoyable. Very enjoyable talking to you.
I'm so
Bye-bye.
glad to meet you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you,
Stay
James.
in
Thank you,
touch.
James.
Bye-bye.